to the far side and goes all the way around the boards. And
less than a minute remaining. Lindsay was all alone. Ilonen beaten for the second time.
You could hear Lindsay yelling Dougie all over the ice. You could hear that anywhere in this building. He wanted the puck. He was open. Excellent individual effort by Waite to stay on his feet. The big defenseman, Philippe Lemoine, tries to put the grab on Waite. He's still got one hand on the stick. Lays the pass out in front. Bill Lindsay quickly came into the picture. Snapped home the go-ahead goal for the Americans.
2-1 the score now. The Americans coming back with 2 goals after Benoit Laporte opened his account. Big man like him on to end the first period. Good end-to-end action. And the USA coming up with a couple of goals. The French scored first with Laporte. Really did put the frighteners into the Americans, but they settled down, started playing their own hard-hitting, fast-moving game, and they've come up with a couple of goals to lead it 2-1.
Americans doing a good job of getting their act together. And
nationality that wants them, if you follow that. So the Russians, the Czechs, the Swedes, the Finns, the Americans, the Canadians, if I left anybody out, they all want players from the National Hockey League. McSween throws that into center ice and gets the return pass. McSween up over the blue. The Americans now moving in quickly with Scott Young behind the net. Pops it into Doug Waite. Waite right in front of the net. McSween calling for it. Waite wants it back in the corner. Drives that across the rink. And the French still under pressure here. Waite from behind the net. Woodburn moves in quickly now. On him. Right in the face. Will attract at least a couple of minutes.
Woodburn came up on McSween. What we're going to say was accidentally. McSween appears to be caught, followed right through and went right for Woodburn.
Let's watch this again.
I'm going to take that back. It was actually Lazaro. McSween was in front of the net. Lazaro was going after Lemoine. Woodburn was coming back to take Jeff Lazaro out of the play, and he got the stick up high on him. The Americans calling for a major penalty to be called as blood was drawn on Lazaro. Lazaro going to the box on the initial call for hooking up Philippe Lemoine.
Oh, that just went over the puck. The Americans now on the attack. Ilonen goes down, and that's in the net. Young with a great pass from Waite. Well, we said these guys were working well together.
The French just seem to lack intensity. They don't have any offensive power going their way at all. Defensively, they've done an adequate job, but this time they are burned. Perez, there's no way he's going to get back into the play. He tries to pivot. It's a great pass from Doug Waite. Young is in on his own, picks the spot in the net that he wants, and buries it. The Americans on top by 2.
So 3-1 the score as Sacco chases his man. Pajankowski calls for it, and eventually it goes behind him. Pajankowski looking for it at the blue line. They'll look at the Americans getting back in numbers. Clutching and grabbing as Laporte and Beers go after each other. A chance for Podine. Podine muscled off the play. Podine still hangs on to it. Duke is outside the blue line. Barrant tries to go through. Sicing is the call, but the Americans, weaker team, you get to start your systems, get to see if they work, and you get to put guys together who have perhaps never played together before and let them work a little. 3-1 the score after 40 minutes of hockey.
After 2 periods, it is a good display by the U.S. because the French don't ever get blown out by anybody. They hold tough. They play a defensive game. They make their opportunities happen when they get the chance. But they're just not an easy team to play against. The U.S. have done a good job so far. In that second period, they took the play right away from the French team.
Well, it seems to be a team that wants to skate and hit rather than fight. And let's hope they keep things that way throughout the whole competition. Ilonen will be looking for a well-deserved first period and some hard-hitting stuff from both teams. Neither team backing down along the boards or in the corner. Neaton, the big defenseman, sneaking in from the blue. Sweeney doing a good job in there too. That levels the score.
Lovely play by number 12, Tim Sweeney of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Came off the boards, had his head up, took a couple strides, saw Neaton slipping in from his defensive spot. Sweeney getting away.
For the Rouen club is not happy with the play of the French team. That's a surprise. When is a coach ever happy? Into the corner, the Americans now piling on the 25 seconds.
It was Veal who cross-checked him for the penalty, and the Americans have scored straight away on the power play.
Lindsay waltzes in and picks up his second goal of the game.
That one was very easily done by the Americans. Veal can come back out of the penalty box. The Americans now have a 3-goal lead, and they're well happy with that one. Right off the draw, Doug Waite, a little bit too clever for Maya. Throws the puck over to Lindsay. Nobody very close to him as he puts it past Ilonen.
The cameraman wasn't even close to him. Let's watch this again, see if we can pick it up so you can see it.
Doug Waite, once again, who makes it happen, his 3rd assist of the game.
Four to 1 now, the score. The Americans, I feel, will run away with this one. Poke check at the last minute.
Puts a grab on him. Did everything but shish kebab him on the play.
Lilly gets leading the French in this line. Turn past the post without them. One lets the shot go right in front. Podine is there. Lilly is there. And the arms go up to celebrate goal number 5. Lilly gets a big hug. Lilly, Podine, Chiavaglia working hard in front of that net.
Well, it's actually just as well served. You can see Chiavaglia putting his arm around Lilly, congratulating him with a big smile on his face. Lilly just never stops working. This little guy takes on anybody. The bigger the better for him. He gets the puck behind Ilonen, and the Americans have their 5th goal of the game.
Drop involved in the confrontation.
Player from each team putting their lids back on. The gloves and the sticks coming up a little bit. The referee doing his best to try and let the play flow here as the 60 minutes are about to expire, but a situation like that, it's probably best to get each player off the ice, let them sit down and cool off. A couple of good shots thrown by each player. The referee very quickly on top of the play.
With it now for Lindsay. Lindsay going in on goal. Lindsay fakes one way. Good save by Ilonen. A good finish by Ilonen, but it really was too little too late. The French ran out of steam after that first goal by Laporte, and after 60 minutes of hockey, it's 5-1, USA over France.
Christophe Veal was all by himself on more opportunities than he'd like to count for the French. I do feel bad for Christophe Veal. They need a little bit more help offensively. My player of the game is going to be Serge Poudrier for the French team. Played a good, solid defensive game. Really tried to hold the ship back there.
And for the USA?
For the USA, Doug Waite. What can you say about the guy? 3 assists. He was all over the ice.
Well, let's see how well you do. Cellini was good, forechecking from time to time. The youngster from Chamonix, but it wasn't enough. They really didn't have the depth. The Americans look sharp, and I think they're going to go places in this competition as long as they can keep their heads. So the Americans pick up their first victory of the competition, and now they'll wait for the most valuable player awards to be presented. And
they're a very fit team. They skate as well as anybody in the world, but they seem to break down in the tough spots defensively, and they take silly penalties. They've got to stay out of that situation. If they do have a chance.
Later on, we're going to show you the highlights of Italy against Canada and Austria v. Germany, so stay with us for those games. Non-stop hockey for the next 2 weeks here on Eurosport. Ylonen goes over and picks up his medal.
Patrick Ylonen did play a good game in the net for the French team. You can't deny that.
So the most valuable player for the French is Ylonen, and it's got to be Doug Waite for the USA. Played some good hockey, but Waite dominated. He set up 3 goals. He really was instrumental in giving this victory to the Americans. I really don't know who was watching this game or who made the decision to choose those players. It doesn't matter. Waite in the end knows he played well, and the whole team played well for that matter. So really it's